Hello, for this session we're going to look at a second subassembly sample using some additional tools. In Subassembly Composer, you've got a wider range of tools. The first session we looked at using some basic point link shapes. This time we're going to do a rounded shoulder target subassembly. It's going to get us used to using auxiliary points, auxiliary links, and a radius as far as the shoulder to daylight transition goes. So fairly basic looking example, but it will help us get some of these additional tools and more advanced tools and being used to using those. So let's jump into Subassembly Composer and get this one done. Okay, so we're now here in Subassembly Composer. Let's first review our packet settings. So here in the bottom right, we have our packet settings, so subassembly name, we're just going to call it shoulder rounded target. The description, we have kind of a longer description showing that it's going to have a rounding at the PVI or the intersection between the shoulder and daylight. For our input-output parameters, we have 5 items here. We have the side, shoulder slope, the daylight slope, the rounding curve, and the shoulder width. So these are our variable parameters that we can adjust within Civil 3D and we can use during the build of this assembly. For target parameters, we're going to target a couple different things. We're going to target a surface and we're going to target an offset. Super elevation parameters are set, very simple, just lane inside, outside, left and right. Cant, there's going to be no cant on this, but again, you can always apply a cant to it. So with those set, we're going to jump into it and we're going to create that subassembly. So the first one we want to use, we want to always start with our origin point. So we're going to use point, drag it, drop it below start. That's going to be P1. Okay, nothing we're going to change here. So that's maybe adding in the code. We'll just call that top. And we're not changing anything. That's just our starting point. The rest is going to be left blank. Okay, the second one, we're going to look here below. We got geometry, advanced geometry. Under auxiliary, we're going to add in an auxiliary point. And as we go through here, this will make more sense as we finalize this. So I'm going to add, just drag and drop, an AP point. And that's going to name it AP1, AL1. So auxiliary point, auxiliary link. In here, we've got point number. We're going to leave it at AP1. We're going to have a change, though, here under point geometry type. We're going to change to slope and delta x. We're going to start at point 1. And instead of having a fixed slope here, we're going to use from our input-output parameters, just going to copy and paste shoulder slope here on the slope. Okay, and again, instead of having a fixed value for delta x, we're going to have shoulder width. So packet settings, copy and paste, shoulder width. All right, so you can see that auxiliary line to the auxiliary point. So offset target overrides delta x. So if we're targeting an object inside Civil 3D, again, back to our target parameters here on the right, we have an offset target parameter that we can use. So here, where in the property it says offset target overrides delta x, we're going to choose offset target. That way we can override anything, or we can target feature line, polyline, alignment profile type stuff in Civil 3D. The rest we're good with. We're going to leave it, we already added the link from the point, and we're good. So we're now going to add a secondary auxiliary point and auxiliary link. So I'm going to choose the aux point here, AP, drag and drop. This one is going to be different. So we have a point number, point geometry type. Before that, we did slope and delta x. This one, we're going to choose slope to surface. So we're now going to be able to target a surface. We get the initial warning sign. That'll go away as soon as we clean this up and fix it. Okay, so to slope here, we're going to use the daylight slope. So instead of having that fixed value, we're going to have a daylight slope negative daylight slope. Okay. In here, surface target, we want to make sure that we're going to actually tell it to use a target option. So again, that's set up in our target parameters. We're going to choose it from the list, surface target. You can see what changes are being made in the preview. You can now see that we have those two auxiliary points and the two links between those auxiliary points. And so here at this point, we're done with the auxiliary points, but that's going to use some guidelines for us to create this assembly. So again, we're going to use a couple different tools here than from before, but this will get you familiar with those. So I'm going to do one more tool in here that we haven't used yet. I'm going to use under the advanced geometry, fillet arc. I'm going to drag and drop that underneath here. Error warning, we'll fix that. We want to tell it here under properties what to fill it between, basically. So we're going to go, the first link is AL1, second link is AL2. Tessellation is fine. Round by, we're going to do radius. I'm going to leave it on radius. Rounding parameter, again, instead of having a fixed number, we're going to use our parameter input-output tools here, and I'm going to copy rounding curve. I'm going to put there rounding parameter. Okay, so now you can see that it's going to have a rounded intersecting point instead of that PI between the shoulder and the daylight. So now we're going to have a rounding, more of a smooth surface and so forth. One more thing I want to add in here. So we have P1, P3, P2, but we also want to connect to a P4 basically. So I need to create an additional point. So I'm going to add point, drag and drop, and I'm just going to tell it from AP2, and we're not going to change. So wherever AP2 is on the surface, wherever that hits on the surface, that's where P4 is going to be. And P4 I'm going to code as daylight. Okay, so we just need to add a couple links and we're done. I'm going to drag and drop a link. And I'm going to tell it to link between P1 and P3. Okay, and let's go ahead and code this top. Link, we're going to add an additional one. We've got P2 to P4. So P2 to P4. I'm also going to add that code as top. And I want to double check, I want to make sure my arc is coded as top, and it will be now. That way when I create a surface, I've got my top surface built of those three links. So you can see by adding in initially the starting point, we did two auxiliary points and auxiliary links, and then we added a radius between those two, and we linked everything together to get this final product that would be a rounded shoulder or rounded daylight option. Okay, so just again, an introduction to some additional tools. Coming up, we will look at some further advanced tools and further advanced ways to model in Subassembly Composer.